Mid TV, channel popping, screen so bright. Content dripping, every video hit just right. Flames in the comments can't cool the hype. Keyboard warriors tapping through the night. He got edit sharper than a katana blade. Punchlines hit harder than a renegade. Skirt through the algorithm, never delayed. Every upload's a party, the vibes cascade. Like, comment, subscribe, that's the move. Mitch be so fire, it's the groove. Hit that bell, let the squad approve. More lit than the sun, we improve. Mitch got the flow, contain, ping, ping. Cameras rolling the grind, don't think. Algorithm try blocking, but he still wins. Turn a critic to a fan with a cheeky grin. B-roll slicker than a fresh ice rink. Transition poppin' quicker than you blink. Trending charters canvas, watch them ink. Views go up, no cap, no shrink. You watching once, but you watch it twice. Every clip a diamond cut precise. Haters in the shadow, throwing dice. Mitch too lit, can't dim despise.
All right. This your boy Mitch TV coming to you straight off the hip. Card Chronicles episode 29. 29. We almost at episode Curry. Episode Steph Curry. That's maybe one episode away. Episode 29. This your boy Mitch TV. Just wanted to say thank you for everybody subscribing, liking, commenting on my channel. I have 1,600 subscribers. I need 400 more subscribers to reach that goal of 2,000 subscribers before the end of the year. And I got a lot of stuff planned for 2026 coming up. So I want to reach that 2,000 subscriber goal so we can start having some little bit more fun. So first things first, I want to just give you a disclaimer. When I talk about relationships, I just want to let you know I am not a relationship guru. Or I talk about relationships from a experience standpoint and from a point of view of just a common man, and also from life experience and what I just see in a way of common sense. That's my disclaimer when I talk about relationships. I am not a guru like everybody says they're a guru. I'm just a common person, just coming off of life experience and common sense. All right, second thing we're gonna talk about Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders, that's gonna be the first thing we're gonna talk about. Then we're gonna talk about some relationship stuff, and then we're gonna talk about the NBA, and then we're gonna talk about some other things too. So first things first, let's talk about Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders had an amazing game despite a 2-point loss. I think he threw for 364 yards too, and 3 TDs and 1 interception. By far, this was the best game Shedeur had played this season. And here's the thing, I've been saying this for a while. The Browns is not going to keep Shedeur long term. And here's the reason why. Kevin Stefanski, he's a dumbass. That's all I gotta say. How you gonna have the ball in your hands in the last possession of the game, and you push Shedeur out they do a 2-point conversion play to run the ball in, but you run a wildcat with your running back, and then your running back got stopped right before he even tried to even reach the touchdown. But it's crazy. It's kind of crazy how you run a wildcat at the last play of the game, where you could have easily just gave the ball to Shedeur, has Shedeur run a decoy play where you could do a jet sweep to the 1-yard line and touchdown. You could do a bubble screen pass. You could easily do a quarterback sneak, or put a touch push, anything. But you trying to run a wildcat. Only way the wildcat to me works if you have somebody like, I hate to say this name, Tim Tebow, that can run wildcat, or if you have somebody like Lamar Jackson, or if you have somebody like Cam Newton, somebody a quarterback that can really run the ball, or let's just say if you're gonna run the wildcat with the running back, I would trust somebody like Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, buddy man that played for the Eagles. I would Jahmyr Gibbs, who played for the Lions. Saquon Barkley, that's what I was talking. Saquon Barkley, I would trust those guys to do a wildcat play, but I don't know what's wrong with Browns. But It is what it is. I'm just going to say this. I've said this before. All the Browns is doing is getting Shador's trade value up. You start him for the last 6 weeks of the season. You get his trade value up. And then when the offseason comes, there's going to be a team that's going to draft a quarterback and then draft a quarterback or not draft a quarterback, but that's going to trade for Shador and trade a third or a fourth round pick. It's going to be one of these teams that's going to not have a quarterback. It's going to act. It's going to ask for Shador Sanders' service, and I think Shador is going to not be with the Browns long term. He's going to get released, but also I can see on the other side Andrew Berry, the GM of the Browns, is going to try to keep Shador because there have been numerous reports that he's scared that if he lets Shador go and Shador go to another team and flourish, it'll be the same situation he had with Baker Mayfield. It's not. See, the problem with the Browns organization this time is it's not Andrew Berry. He's a good GM. He had drafted well over the course of the years. Is the coach? You got Kevin Stefanski, a coach that's super arrogant because you won Coach of the Year with the Browns twice, but both times you won Coach of the Year, you won it with Baker Mayfield. So correct me if I'm wrong, Chad. He won it both times with Baker Mayfield, I think. So and you couldn't get along with Baker Mayfield behind closed doors. So you pushed for Baker Mayfield to get released, which is horrible. But that's how dysfunctional the Browns are. The Browns had, I think, a total of 40 between 43 to 45 quarterbacks since 1999. Since 1999, he had over 40 quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks. Where since 1999, the Packers only had three. The Patriots only had maybe about four. I'm talking about four. Let's say two consistent quarterbacks. Let's talk about the Patriots: Bledsoe and Brady, and then Drake May three. Yeah, about three, and Mac Jones four. And four. I was right, four. And other teams had at least five quarterbacks since 1999. But 40 over 40, that's dysfunction. That shows you there's an issue with the front office. And I think Andrew Berry, to me, is one of the best GMs in the Browns organization history. I think he need to let Stefanski go and get a coach that's willing to work with Shador. I'm sorry, Dylan Gabriel, he's not that good to me. He's a midget quarterback. Any quarterback that's under 6 feet in the NFL is a midget quarterback. That's who I call mid. And I know somebody gonna say Doug Flutie. Yes, Doug Flutie's the exception also. Russell Wilson is 6 feet. But anybody that's 5'11" or under is a midget quarterback too. Don't even start talking about little buddy and who played for the Cardinals. Little buddy, he gonna be out the door very soon. And I know y'all gonna say the other little buddy that played for Carolina, Bryce Young, he gonna be out the door soon. Give him a couple more years, he'll be out the door. But midget quarterbacks do not work in the NFL. The prototypical quarterback is 6'2", 6'3", between 220 to 240 pounds. That is the prototypical NFL quarterback. And I know some people say, well, Shador is 200 pounds. He's too small. Yes, he is small. He's 200 and he's 200 pounds even. Yes, he's small. But if you work with Shador for a whole summer and have him gain 15 more pounds, he should be fine. So I don't know what's the deal with people hating Shador. Let's just be real. Shador is a warrior. You got to understand, Shador is a freaking legend. This man played in FCS for 3 years. Then he played in FBS, which is Power 5, for 2 years. And all he had does win. Now with Colorado, the first year Colorado they did bad. The second year they did pretty decent. And but you got to understand, Shador is a winner. You got to understand that Colorado team was trash before they had Deion and Shador. Even though Deion didn't take Colorado to the playoffs, but let's just be real. Let's be real about the Power 5 system. If Colorado went undefeated last year with Shador and Travis Hunter, they would not still make the playoffs because the NCAA realized they're not strong enough. Even if they went 9-1 or 10-1, they would not make the playoffs still. All the NCAA would have did was use them as a prop to get the ratings up and then not put them in the playoffs. because they knew if Colorado went to the playoffs, Colorado will get they get their butt spanked in the playoffs that first round. So but overall, back to Shador. Shador is a winner. I don't know why people hate that man. You got to understand the magnitude of Shador's talent. How many people who played in FCS could go to FBS and do the same thing? It's not a lot of players going from FCS to FBS because most people they go from FCS to FBS don't translate well. Very few people. And then how many people you know from FCS going from FCS to the NFL draft and do well? It's not a lot of players. And for those who don't know what FCS and FBS, let me break it down. FCS is the mid-major D1 colleges like Wyoming, North Dakota, Montana, Coastal Carolina, or those type of schools. Well, Coastal Carolina, they're FBS now, but they used to be FCS. Those are mid-major. That's what FCS is. NIU, EIU, SIU, SMU, Jacksonville State University, West Georgia, Lipscomb. Those are FCS schools, even though Lipscomb don't have a football team. But I'm just naming the type of schools that are FCS. Those are schools, they're still D1, but they are most likely mid-majors. And then the FBS is the Power 5. That's the difference between FCS and FBS. FCS is mid-major D1s and small D1s. FBS is Power 5. So that's the difference. But yeah, I don't know. The Browns are trash. Shador is going to get traded, and I can't wait till that happens, where he goes to a team he can flourish. Also, I just want to say this. Let me talk about another team, Kansas City. They're officially out the race to win the division. By them losing, they're out the race to win their division now. They're not going to win the division. But I'm going to say this. I'm going to tell you, all you folks cheering about Kansas City, they still have the chance to go to the playoffs. I know they're 6-7. They have to win out. If they win out their last 4 games, they're in the playoffs. If they lose one more game, they out the playoffs. So right now, I have this weird feeling that Kansas City might win out and sneak into the playoffs because it's gonna happen because Carolina, they have the edge now. They getting their mojo, all of that. But I'm just gonna say this: I have this weird feeling Kansas City is gonna win out the last 4 games and sneak into the playoffs. They just can't lose the 8th game of the season. They lose the 8th game of the season, they're out. So everything is in balance. Everything's in the balance of one game. Because if they lose one game, they're out. But I won't be surprised they went out and sneak into the playoffs. Also, the biggest game that happened over the weekend, the Packers versus the Bears. I just want to say kudos to my Packers. Played a great game. It was a great game. I ain't gonna lie, that Caleb Williams, he's still good, but he got levels. He ain't up there with Jordan Love yet. He ain't up there yet. He's good, but he ain't up there with Jordan Love. So my Packers, I'm glad my Packers prove that they are the kings of the North. And I'm just gonna say this, my Packers, I still don't see them as a Super Bowl contender, but I can see them winning a playoff game and getting smacked by somebody like the Rams or the Seahawks. That's all I gotta say. I think another team. I think if the Packers play the Bears again in the playoffs, that's going to be epic because it looks like the Bears dropped down to the 7th seed and the Packers is the 1 seed and the 2nd seed in NFC. And I won't be surprised if the Bears went out and then the Packers and the Bears play each other in a divisional round or in a wild card. And then let's just see what happens, what unfolds. So yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. Also, another thing I want to talk about is the NBA. LeBron James has came back and scored 29 points for to beat Philly in a close game the other night. LeBron showed that he's still somewhat the king. He scored 10 straight points in the last couple minutes of the game. Just kicking in that clutch gene. And I'm just gonna say this about LeBron James. Y'all folks need to stop saying LeBron ain't clutch. Just because he had a mental meltdown in 2011 That don't mean he ain't clutch. He is clutch. Just go back, watch highlights of LeBron making last minute shots. Go back. There's a lot. LeBron is clutch. It's just the thing with LeBron is that one time in 2011, that was a mental meltdown. Because, and I'm just gonna say this. LeBron, it took LeBron to lose that series to make him better because you know why? When LeBron, if you gotta go and watch this, go back and watch LeBron in the finals of 2007. It was the same thing. The same thing because LeBron was young. Remember, 2007. And then 4 years later, he's back in the finals of 2011. So let me take a trip down memory lane. In 2007, when the Cavs played the Spurs, Damon Jones was screaming to LeBron during their timeout, telling LeBron he needs to take over and be the man. And I think LeBron at that time couldn't fathom that because he was thinking, oh, I gotta make the right play at all times. But you gotta understand, LeBron was young, and yes, he didn't have the quote unquote dog in him at that time because LeBron was so wired like Magic Johnson, make the right play first, score later. That's how. See, I'm tired of people saying LeBron is not like LeBron is nothing like Jordan. Yes, we know that. LeBron and Michael have two totally different personalities. Y'all got to understand it. LeBron is wired like Magic Johnson. Kobe, on the other hand, another person that's compared to Jordan is wired like Mike. Kobe don't care who's on his team. He feel like he can take them to the promised land. LeBron is wired like Magic. I got to get my team involved so I can get involved later on and get my shots on. So not everybody got to have the Jordan mentality because to win. Look, Kareem don't got that Jordan mentality. Kareem considered the GOAT to some people's eyes. Yes, there's some people that say Kareem's the GOAT. People that's like my daddy age that say Kareem the GOAT. My daddy like 70s, and then there's people that's my daddy age that think Kareem the GOAT. There's some people that think Dr. J the GOAT. There's some people that still think Magic is the GOAT. There's some people but there's a lot of people that think Jordan's the GOAT. But let's talk about LeBron. Let's go right back to LeBron. LeBron is clutch. He might not do it in shot making, but he do it in other ways. There have been times that LeBron did like he did last week. He passed the ball to Rui Hachimura for that game winning corner three, and Rui Hachimura made the three. That's not LeBron being scared of the moment. That's just LeBron making the right play because LeBron knew that as soon he got the ball, they was going to double team him. So what he did, he said, I'd rather just let them double team me, try to dribble through the double team, catch Rui on the weak side at the corner three, and then throw that pass to him, and he gonna hit it wide open because LeBron know that Rui is 45 to 50% on that weak side of the 3-point line, where he might be 35% on the other side. See, LeBron is calculated like that. He know percentages of where people shoot at. How I know? Go back and watch those interviews. How LeBron will say this person is 40% on top of the keel, and this person is 35% on this position. LeBron studies the game a lot. So he's a student of the game. So that's why LeBron is so cold. So even though I'm going to say this, yes, Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Michael Jordan is the GOAT, but LeBron is maybe number 3 on my list. Kobe, I was going to say Mike, Kobe, and Brown. That's still my 3 GOATs. I have 3 GOATs. I don't have 1, I have 3. I say Mike number 1, Kobe number 2, LeBron number 3. Those are my 3 GOATs. But I'm always going to, but LeBron, I just feel like LeBron, he still got more in the tank. He got maybe 2 more years in the tank, and I think he's done. I'm keep telling you, LeBron go is not year 23. LeBron go is year 25. Keep thinking he's going to retire this year. He's not. LeBron wants to be the first player to play 25 years in the NBA. There's no player in the NBA that played 25 years. Kevin Garnett and Vince Carter already broke the first career year with 22 years. LeBron's the first to play 23 years, and he's going to be the first to play 25. Now, there's been players overseas that had played 25 years overseas basketball, but the difference between overseas basketball and the NBA, where overseas basketball, they play 35 to 40 games a year. So think about it. You can play 35, 40 games a year. The NBA is roughly playing two full European seasons in 1 year. They're playing 82 games, where overseas they're playing 30 to 35, maybe 40 games a year. So LeBron, his end goal is 25. And because if LeBron plays a quarter of a century in the NBA, Nobody will not break that. It's gonna take maybe 100 years for somebody to break that record. It's gonna be somebody. It's gonna take maybe another 50 to 100 years to break that record. So LeBron's end goal is not 23, it's 25. So yeah, so that's LeBron's end goal. But I just want to say kudos to LeBron. I want to give him his flowers because I know people will talk bad about LeBron, but LeBron is still a top three GOAT of all time. He's number three on my list. It's always gonna be Mike, Kobe, and Bron. Bron is always gonna be number three. Now, the only way Bron can move up to number two, Bron has to win a championship within the next 2 years, and I don't think that's going to happen because LeBron is at the point where he's content where he's at. But anyway, yeah. All right, another thing. Let's talk about it. I got one more subject. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the relationships. Like I said for my disclaimer, I said earlier today, I'm just a regular guy talking about it. I've been noticing on social media a lot of women been divorcing their husbands for no reason, like just abruptly divorcing their husbands because they don't like what's going on in marriage. And I'm just gonna say this, ladies: if your husband ain't cheating on you every month or every year, if he ain't beating your ass, then why divorce him for no reason? It's stupid. And yes, I am married. Yes, I've been married. I've been with my lady for 13 years, married for 10. So, but we knew each other for almost 20. So I don't care what people say. So, but it's crazy how some women will abruptly just want to divorce their husband because they're tired of what goes on. Look, you got to understand, marriage is hard. And ladies, I'm telling you, I met a lot of women on my job places, family. I know family members that did. If you divorce your husband, if he ain't beat your ass or cheated on you or verbally abuse you, there should be no reason for you to divorce him. Cause it's crazy how some people will just yes. The reason I'm talking to women because 78% of women they always initial the divorce, and it's crazy. And I see why. It's like some women will get on Facebook and YouTube will say, "I divorced my husband because I just felt like I'm tired of the emotions." And and think about it. I think like you gotta understand. Do you know your husband will feel the same way too? Sometimes men will feel the same way, like, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm getting tired." But most men that are mature, we see the bigger picture of marriage. The bigger picture is not always, I just want to be happy every day, is I have a family to provide for. I have made kids with this person. I want a legacy to keep moving forward. Most men look at the big picture in marriage. Marriage is the number one foundation in American wealth. And it's crazy. Women, y'all don't understand when y'all divorce that man and y'all try to go out in this dating scene. I'm just gonna be real. It ain't nothing new out here. It's just, I'm telling you, and I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy. Most women that divorce their husband, they end up messing with a man that's already married. So it's a shortage of single men. Like, it's great. I know a girl right now that divorced her husband and is messing with a married nigga as her new boyfriend. I'm wondering, like, why? How, Sway? How this work out? How? And it's not and look. And then some women that divorce their husband, they go on the dating scene, they just getting fucked on. And then they try to find the next nigga to replace them, and they realize that man ain't gonna love you like that man back at home do. If you got a man that's trying to do good, if he's not beating your ass or cheating on you or verbally abusing you, you should go back and work it out with that man, because most of these stories I be seeing on social media are fixable issues. Like, you don't like, you're not attracted to him before. Maybe it's because, okay, he got fat, or he don't look like that. Or some women will look at other women's husbands and say, "Oh my God, he doing this, he doing that," and you comparing your husband to them. Y'all don't know what that man had did prior. And here's the thing. Okay, maybe if you got a husband that's a lazy bum and he don't work and you the one working, that's your fault for enabling that man. You don't want to told him, you say, "Hey babe, you can stay home and I'll take that," but you get mad because he haven't found a job. That's your fault enabling that man. You working 10, 12 hours a day and you mad because he's sitting at home with the kids, twiddling his toes, playing 2K online while you working. Now you upset. That's your fault. You should have told him from the jump, babe, we need to work something out. We need more money. We need to work. We need you to work a job, a part-time job or something. Y'all should have said something. Than enabling somebody. But it's also on the men's side, I feel like some men do initial divorces too. I know y'all gonna say that. There's some men initial divorce too, but most men is not gonna just flat out say, I don't want to be with you no more. Stop. Most men is not gonna do that. Most men rather stick it out with you. And go through that fire with you, because I'm just gonna be real. I don't care what social media say. I'm gonna tell the truth. Most men do not want to die alone. Most men don't want to die alone. And that's the harsh truth. It's a lot of men out here that do all this big talk, but a lot of them don't like to die alone. A lot of them, they realize if I leave my family and I don't get remarried, I'm going to die alone. I know somebody right now did that, and they realize they're going to die alone. So it's sad. So but men, we understand that. And I know some men might say, "Oh, you a simp for saying that." No, that's not being a simp. That's being honest. Most men do not want to die alone. Now, before some men start saying what I say is some simp stuff, but I'm just be real. I'm gonna just be honest. A simp is. I'm gonna tell you the true definition of a simp. A simp is a man who is a doormat to a woman or whoever who they're dating, or is super nice, is a man who is a pushover. That's what a simp is. A man who's a pushover, a man who is easily take advantage and manipulated. Any man that's easily being taken advantage and manipulated into doing stuff they normally don't do is a simp. That's it. Me saying most men don't want to die alone, it's not being a simp. It's being honest. So, and I'm just gonna say this. And women, I know you hear that term all the time. Men is gonna say, "Oh, you're gonna die alone." That's true. But most women understand they don't want to die alone either. They don't want to die alone, but it's just crazy how the relation world is. So, women, if that man ain't cheating on you, if he ain't beating your ass and doing none of that, if he's least trying, don't sit around and get mad and then say you want to divorce the man. Don't. At least try to go to therapy with him. The moment you tell that man you don't want to be with him no more, he's just gonna shut down from you, and then he's just gonna separate himself from you, and then you're gonna realize, like, oh, he's for real. Like, I watched this one post that went viral on Facebook where this one lady said that her and her husband been going through it, and she told her marriage counselor that she was going to announce that she wanted to divorce her husband, and she thought to do that to bait him into saying, okay, let's work things out and fight for the marriage. So she told that man, I want to divorce you. That man said, okay, we'll get the paperwork done. And she couldn't believe it. Y'all know who I'm talking about, that white lady that said that almost a year ago. That went viral for saying that. And then what she did the next day, she tried to talk her husband into asking how he feel about her asking for a divorce. He said, already took my name off the mortgage, already took my name off of this, and this, and already got an apartment. And she was shocked because she felt like, dang, he already is moving on. Yes. The moment you say that to a man, say you don't want to be with him no more, he's going to try to move on. Mentally, you just done killed him mentally. So now he just going to separate himself mentally from you and spiritually from you, and maybe not physically, because some men will not love you and just fuck the dog shit out of you until the next woman come around. So ladies, be careful before you do all of that craziness. If you got a man that's least trying, if he's least helping you with the kids, taking the kids to school, helping with the homework, help cooking, doing cleaning and all of that, if he's least trying, work it out. Don't try to just pull the divorce card and think that's going to fix the marriage. No, that's going to just alienate the man to separate himself from you. So that's all I got to say. Well, I'm just saying this from common sense perspective and from an experience perspective. No, I never been divorced. I only been married one time, and I happily married, all of that. But y'all gotta understand. Marriage, y'all gotta understand, ladies, marriage is not easy. It's hard. Even men know that. Men know that it's not easy. It's an everyday thing. You work at it. But as long as you stick with that person throughout everything, by the time y'all become old, you will really appreciate each other. You know why you see them old couples that been married for 50, 60 years? Because they went through everything. I met couples that been married that long, and they told me some craziness that happened. Like, prime example, I met an older couple where I found out the daddy done cheated and got a whole another child on the other side of town. But guess what? But she stuck through him. Although he paid, but guess what? But guess what? By her sticking through it, he's regretting that he had that other child. I heard that's one story, but I also heard other stories where couples that been married for 50, 60 years, they went through everything. Like I know somebody that lost kids, that lost children, and not in pregnancy, but lost grown kids or teenage kids in the marriage that killed the whole vibe of the marriage for years, and also went through a time of them not talking and all of that. I make up, and but those couples decide to stick through it. And then now, and then years later, now they're married 50, 60 years. They're happily married. They appreciate each other because they realize that if all fails, if I have no friends in the world, the only friend I can have is my spouse. Because there's a lot of people that said that when you get into that older age, they realize all your friends are dead. The only friend you have is your spouse you can talk to, because that's the only person you can lean on. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about my Car Chronicles podcast. It's your boy Mitch TV, and I'm out.
Mitch TV, channel popping, screen so bright. Content dripping, every video hit just right. Flames in the comments can't cool the hype. Keyboard warriors tapping through the night. He got edit sharper than a katana blade. Punchlines hit harder than a renegade. Skirt through the algorithm, never delay. Every upload's a party, the vibes cascade. Like, comment, subscribe, that's the move. Mitch be so fire, it's the groove. Hit that bell, let the squad approve. More lit than the sun, we improve. Mitch got the flow, contain, ping, ping. Cameras rolling the grind, don't think. Algorithm try blocking, but he still wins. Turn a critic to a fan with a cheeky grin. B-roll slicker than a fresh ice rink. Transition poppin' quicker than you blink. Trending charts canvas, watch them ink. Views go up, no cap, no shrink. You watching once, but you watch it twice. Every clip a diamond cut precise. Haters in the shadow, throwing dice. Mitch too lit, can't dim despise.